To honor America for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating the 200th anniversary of our national anthem.
Traditional rivalries are always great. When it's been around as long as this one, it's even better. Welcome to the 120th renewal of the rivalry between the Portsmouth Trojans and the Ironton Tigers. Hello, everyone. Tony Lavender, along with his own sports team, here at the Coliseum in Portsmouth, Ohio, set to bring you tonight's game between the Portsmouth Trojans and the Ironton Fighting Tigers. The Tigers coming in with a record of 3-1. Trojans, coming off their first win of the season last week, have a record of 1-3. We have lots and lots of football action coming your way tonight. Our pregame sent your way by Barber's Auto Parts. And we'll be back with more from the Coliseum when we return right after this.
Advanced 360 brings care to the next level after your hospital stay. Recover in luxury in your private suite. Stay connected, relax, and focus on healing and getting back home. Advanced 360 is Portsmouth's premier post-hospital rehabilitation destination. Contact your healthcare provider to reserve your private recovery suite today. Located on the campus of Bridgeport Healthcare, a proud member of the Communicare family of companies.
Two Division 5, Region 17 foes doing battle here tonight. Tigers, as I mentioned, coming in with a record of 3-1. They've defeated Ashland 41-13, Amanda Clear Creek 34-23, the Russell Red Devils 36-9, and lost in our opening game that you saw here on the zone 42-16. Along the way, they have amassed 1,585 total yards, including 1,299 on the ground. So they are a formidable offensive machine. The Trojans come in having won their first game of the season. One thing the Trojans have been able to do this year is put the points on the board. Opening game of the season, they lost a heartbreaker to Valley 41-40. Second game, the West Senators handled the Trojans 42-39. In the third game of the season, you saw here on the zone, the Wheelersburg Pirates defeated the Trojans 45-13. And last week, the Trojans held off a literal last-second challenge by the Tigers and defeated Waverly by the score of 29-27 after the defense made a superlative stance on the extra point following the last-second touchdown. Trojans and Tigers. Jason Sparks, the Trojan coach, in his second season at the helm here, has a record of 4-10 managing the Trojans. The Tigers in their third year, head coach Mark Bass, and he is 12-11 in his brief tenure at Ironton High School. The pregame tonight presented to you by Barber's Auto Parts all over Zone Country. And we'll be back with more of our pregame when we return right after this.
Atomic Credit Union has been serving Southern Ohio since 1955. With 11 different locations, our friendly staff is here to help you with all your financial needs. From loans to checking accounts, online services, and extended hours, Atomic Credit Union is your full-service financial institution. Check out our website at www.2mycu.com or call us at 1-800-652-2328 to learn about the benefits of an Atomic Credit Union membership.
The Battery Terminal King Chip Womack has made a proclamation announcing the appointment of his new court jester, Will. While Chip is still paying top dollar for old batteries, Jester Will is paying in gumballs when he's in the office.
Hey, West Portsmouth, do you know that Minix Giovanni's has the best pizza in town?
8584493.
Sweet Confections is your best choice for a full-service bakery. We have wedding, specialty, and birthday cakes, cookies, cupcakes, fudge, and more. We even have sugar-free diabetic treats. At Sweet Confections, our sweets are happiness condensed. Call or go online and order your happiness today.
You know the value of planning and hard work. For every seed you plant now, you will be rewarded later. Throughout your life, you've planned and made smart decisions. You deserve State Auto's Prime of Life to protect your home and autos. Find out more about Prime of Life and other State Auto products.
Call Barrett Murphy, your local State Auto Insurance Agency.
Welcome back to the Trojan Coliseum. There you see the fans eagerly waiting the arrival of the Portsmouth Trojans, their first home game of the season, as the Trojans spent the first 4 weeks on a sojourn around Southern Ohio, again playing Waverly and West and Wheelersburg and Valley. And they are homestanding tonight for the very first time this season. Record of 1-3 for the Trojans. One of the longest series in the state of Ohio. The series right now, the Tigers lead the series 56 wins to 55 wins for the Trojans. And back in the olden days, there were 8 ties in this series. So the 120th meeting between these two clubs should be a goodie this evening. There's a pretty good crowd that has come down the river from Ironton, taking the Route 52 Express. And they are pretty well here. The band is here for each school, and we should have a good night of football coming our way. The Trojans won the toss, or Ironton won the toss rather, and deferred, so the Trojans elected to receive. Ironton took the north goal, so Portsmouth will receive and defend the south goal. You're on the Barber Auto Parts pregame. Our officials for tonight's game include Kenny Hahn, who's the referee, Scott Adkins, John Dennison, Robin Williams, Vince Blanks, and Lance Isham. Those are our officiating crew for this evening's game. We want to thank them for coming out on a night that was Hall of Fame induction night here at Portsmouth High School. Inducted was excellent receiver for the Trojans who graduated in the mid-2000s, Juddy Nelson, who went on to play at the University of Charleston 4 years of varsity football. And then the other special recognition tonight went to the venerable Bill Newman, who officiated for 500 years or something like that. Bill is a heck of a spry fella, and he has officiated baseball and volleyball and basketball, football, and has mentored many officials. And of course, for many years, the manager of the James Dickey Post 23 American Legion team, which won the state championship back in the 70s. So a great night of recognition for the Hall of Fame here at Portsmouth High School. Bill Newman, class of 1944, and Juddy Nelson, class of 2004, if I have that right. I'll check my records here after a while. I have been waiting for the teams to come out, and the minute that I say we'll break for a commercial, they'll probably come charging out onto the field. But I don't see anybody appearing yet, so we'll take this brief break and get back to the Barber Auto Parts pregame. Well, they are starting to appear now from the locker room. We'll see if this is the real deal, as the Trojans are getting ready to come out from the south locker room, and you see a goodly crowd. When you get a long shot back there, you'll see lots and lots of fans lining the field. It's Pee Wee football night and Pee Wee football cheerleader night here at Portsmouth. So there is a literal tunnel that runs over 50 yards from the locker room out here to midfield and a little bit beyond to greet the Trojans as they come out. Not to mention an excellent crowd of fans here to meet the homestanding Trojans for their first game of the season. In the ball game tonight for the Trojans, the ones we'll be talking about first, of course, the freshman, Cole Lowry, the 5'10", 155-pound freshman, who is stepped into the shoes of Sky Oliver, who was injured earlier in the season. And Lowry has held pretty credible statistics for himself. And here come the Trojans. There, the Portsmouth Trojans, amidst the balloon release and all the fans, the first chance the fans have had to have a home game here with the Trojans and support the men of Troy. Ironton now comes out on the other side, and you see them coming out. They'll have the white football jerseys, white football pants, and orange headgear. The Trojans will be in the blue jerseys, silver pants, and the red headgear. Things pretty much set to go. We got about a minute before kickoff. We're on the Barber Auto Parts pregame, and we'll be back to present that opening kickoff to you and all the action from the Coliseum when we return right after this.
At Desco, we believe loans to small businesses result in stronger communities. We believe the experience and ability to make local decisions awards you the home field advantage. We believe quick decisions and straightforward answers are what you need to get started. At Desco, we have terms to fit your business. Desco Federal Credit Union. We make business loans.
They treat you like family when you come in. We even stop by when we don't have to be there just to visit.
And I have truly experienced nothing but fair deals.
So, like I said, it's almost like family.
I'm part of the family out here. People think I work here.
Overall, the Glockner dealership, I won't deal with anyone else. I wouldn't buy a car anywhere else now. My next car will come from Glockner's.
There you see the officiating crew who we identified for you a little while ago at midfield getting ready. Ironton comes out. They'll be kicking from left to right. Again, Ironton in the all-white uniforms with the orange headgear. Trojans blue football jerseys, silver football pants, and the red headgear. The Trojans will be defending the south goal. Ironton won the toss and elected to defer. Our pregame tonight has been presented by Barber Auto Parts all over Zone Country. And our kickoff, as always, presented by Falcon1.net, Minford Telephone, and Minford TV. The kicking chores tonight will be handled for Ironton by Hunter Klaber, the 6-foot-tall, 215-pound junior. He puts the boot to it, and this football game is underway as the kick is muffed a little bit and picked up about the 1-yard line, and coming forward amidst a host of Ironton Tigers and getting his way back up with a nice recovery up to about the 15 when things could have been just a little bit hairy there was Austin Hollins, as Hollins returns at about 14 or 15 yards, and that'll start our game off. The kickoff presented to you by Minford Telephone Company, Minford TV, and Falcon1.net. So Portsmouth will take over, and they'll have the ball on their own 15-yard line, and this football game is underway. High school football on the Zone, presented to you by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, who had a great health fair here before the ball game tonight. The Trojans start off on the ground, heading off the right side, and the indications are the ball is popped loose. And the officials, yes, Ironton has the football. So the Trojans fumble deep in their own territory, and Ironton recovers. We did not get the number or the name of the young man that recovered the ball, but the Tigers have it, and now they are right smack dab on the Trojan 20-yard line. So here we are, just 18 seconds into the football game. and the Trojans have the ball for 8 seconds, and a fumble gives them a bit of a sticky wicket to try to handle. The Tigers come up, as we'll see them a lot tonight, in that full house backfield, and the ball is on the ground, picked up and saved by their quarterback, Kristen Cox, right there on the scene. There you see Vinnie Kennedy right in the middle of your picture, who was right there. A loss on the play of about 1. For the Tigers, Cox is the quarterback, 6'1", 185-pound senior, and he'll be stepping in there not only as a threat to pass, but he is a runner as well. And so he'll come up under center with a full house backfield as he will make his call, and he's going to give it that time quickly to Price. Tanner Price is wide open around the left end, dives for the line, and he is in. A 21-yard run by Price, who does not waste any time at all.
Tanner Price takes it 21 yards for the score.
A 21-yard run for the touchdown at 10:57 to go. And up to kick will be Faber. So Ironton draws first blood here quickly in this first quarter and directly converts following a turnover. Kick is up and no good. So as they come back up the field, Ironton leads Portsmouth by the score of 7-0. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
King's Daughters is bringing innovation and expertise to Ohio. Working together with doctors in our region, our new hospital now is available right across town. The best technology for orthopedics, cardiology, urology, and more is now the closest technology, because high-quality healthcare really matters. And now it's available close to what matters. King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio is a team dedicated to world-class healthcare for Portsmouth.
Well, the Ironton Fighting Tigers come out and strike early. They put together a 45-second drive that's a direct score following the Trojan turnover, a 2-play, 20-yard drive that took only 45 seconds off the clock. The kick failed, but the Tigers lead now by the score of 6-0 over the homestanding Trojans. So, like a blitzkrieg, Ironton comes out fast, jumps on the fumble, and then quickly converts it into 6 points. The kick's a line driver. It's going to be picked up and again bobbled about the 8-yard line. Coming forward with it for the Trojans again is Hollins. Hollins gets out through there to about the 27, and he'll have about a 15-yard return on that, and that's where Portsmouth will get their second shot at it tonight with 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. The Trojans picked up a little bit of ground over the last time as they'll start the drive this time on their own 28-yard line. High school football on the zone, sent your way by Advanced 360 Care. Also by Atomic Credit Union all over Zone Country and Barrett and Murphin Insurance. Ball is loose again and jumping on it that time for Ironton was defender Andrew Barker. Barker recovers that fumble, and the Trojans 2 plays, 2 fumbles. So Barker recovers the fumble, and Ironton again finds themselves in the catbird seat with the ball sitting on the Portsmouth 30-yard line. And Portsmouth is going to slow things down here a wee bit and call timeout. There's timeout on the field with the score Ironton 6 and Portsmouth 0. Back after this.
Telephone and TV, real people who love this community. They're your one-stop shop on that you can bet. They bundle TV, phone, and high-speed internet. Affordability, dependability. Just try and you will see. The local choice, the best choice. Minford Telephone and TV. The local choice, the best choice. Minford Telephone and TV.
Welcome back. There you see the Ironton Fighting Tigers huddle as they get ready to go. They lead by the score of 6-0. They recovered a Trojan fumble on the first play from scrimmage, And now on Portsmouth's second play from scrimmage, Ironton has picked up the ball again. And they'll have 1st and 10 to go from the Portsmouth 30-yard line. High school football on the zone, sent to you by Albert Insurance Incorporated, by Allen's Jewelers of Ironton, and by Bob Evans of Portsmouth. Here come the Fighting Tigers, again in the full house backfield. And they go this time straight up the middle, and up through there is Palladino. Palladino picks his way down toward the left, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds around the 1-yard line. Big pickup for the junior, who coming into this ball game tonight had 76 rushes for 644 yards. So he's over halfway to 1,000 through the first 4 games of the season. So Ironton picks up a first down there. And down to the 1-yard line, so pickup of 29 on that one play, and now Ironton comes up again. Straight T formation. Cox, long count, takes it himself. Big hole by the line in there. Touchdown, Ironton. That touchdown sent your way by Life Medical Response. And so a 1-yard run by Cox. A big hole put in there by the line. And Ironton now is ahead by the score of 12-0, as 2 times in a row, Ironton has leaped upon Portsmouth turnovers and has managed to convert each one into 6 points. Tigers missed their first kick, so they're heading in for 2 here now to try to see if they can make up for the missed extra point. Cox sets his team. He's going to give it again to Palladino, and Palladino scores. So Palladino runs, makes up the other one, and with a minute and 44 seconds gone in this ball game, Ironton leads 14-0. Back with the kickoff right after this.
A night of family entertainment awaits you at the Portsmouth Cinema 8. We're always improving. More games, better movies, delicious concessions, online ticket sales, and updates on Facebook as well. To make your experience better, we now have all 8 theaters in digital DLP with Dolby Surround Sound. Plus, you can watch your next digital 3D movie here. All the entertainment you need at Portsmouth Cinema 8. Movies will never be the same again.
There you see the Portsmouth sideline. A call of shock has come across the Portsmouth stands as Ironton has quickly taken advantage of 2 turnovers. That drive, a 27-second drive, 2 plays, 30 yards. Cox a 1-yard run, Palladino the extra point, and Ironton leads by the score of 14-0. So Ironton will kick off now for the 3rd time this evening to the Trojans. As they approach, this one will be again a roller, and it's going to be again mishandled, and the ball is loose again, and it's still there. And we'll see who's got it this time. And there's a flag in the middle of the umpile there. As that flag went flying high up into the air. And we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Ironton down on the 20-yard line. So the Trojans, who would have the ball on the 20, are going to get a little extra boost from the penalty. So called against Ironton, a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. And so the Trojans will now have 1st and 10 with 10-11 to go here in the first quarter on their own 35-yard line. Portsmouth spreads them out with trips to the left and 1 man wide to the right. Lowry will pitch. The pitch a little behind the runner, but Robinson, breaking loose, is across midfield, and just bringing him down barely back in the backfield there is Andrew Barker, who gets him around the ankles, but Darian Robinson picks up the first down and the first play that Portsmouth has run without a fumble. So that gives the Trojans a little extra boost of gas there as they send trips out to the right. Darian Robinson, 469 yards this year, and they go the right side this time. Robinson again, stopping him on the play that time was Desmond Young. And a pickup of about 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans, who find themselves on the Ironton end of the football field. High school football on the zone sent your way by Gaddy's Pizza on 11th Street, J&M Painting, by Goodwill, and by Gutter Pro. Thanks to our sponsors and thanks to you for being there. This time the trips go to the left. And Lowry gets it to Hollins. Hollins moves down the left side. He got a good block over there. Good block by Alex Dickerson about the 40-yard line. And Austin Hollins takes that ball down where he's dropped about the 29-yard line. That'll be the second first down for the Trojans on this drive, as now they start to generate a little bit of offense. Started this drive on their own 35. And now put together 2 first downs. Again, twins on either side this time, and big crowd in the middle. Big crowd in the middle. Darian Robinson up out of there at the bottom of the pile for the Ironton Tigers is coming up in through there. Caleb McKnight. And a loss on the play of 1. So Portsmouth will have 2nd and 11. 8:40 to go here in quarter number 1. Ironton leading 14-0, and the Trojans go back to the trips. They're going to the right side this time. Way out on the left, all by his lonesome, is Alex Dickerson. The freshman takes the snap. He goes. He's got a man close to the sideline and bringing it in and caught. Nice little snag over there, tippy-toeing down the sideline for the Trojans is Tristan Veazey. Veazey takes it and steps out of bounds, a pickup of about 3 for Portsmouth, as Veazey managed to stay inbounds, but he steps out after the reception. That'll stop the clock at 8:25 to go here in quarter number 1. We're at the Coliseum. First home game for the Portsmouth Trojans, the 120th between the Ironton Fighting Tigers and these Portsmouth Trojans. Robinson goes in motion, whistle. And timeout on the field with 8:25 to go in the first. Back after this.
The library isn't just a source for books anymore. We are activities. We are local history and genealogy. We are entertainment. We are DVDs and books on CD. We are online. We are education. We are mobile. We are everywhere. We are still books and reading. We are here for our community. We are here for you.
We are the Portsmouth Public Library.
I love the library.
There are the Portsmouth Trojans getting some instructions from Coach Jason Sparks. The Trojans 1-3 on the season, coming off their first victory of the year last week against the Waverly Tigers. Well, they find themselves in battle with Tigers again this week, the Ironton Tigers. As Ironton comes into this ball game, third in Division 5 Region 17. The first official computer polls have come out this week. Trips left. High school football on the zone sent your way by H. Powell Insurance in New Boston and Minford Telephone and TV. And wow. Ironton all over that one like peanut butter on jelly. And with 8:09 to go, Portsmouth now finds themselves with a fourth down, and about 8 to go. They're inside the Ironton 30. Same formation. Lowry. Again, big rush. Man down the middle, and it's just over the top of his head. He was shooting for Darian Robinson about the 10, and Robinson had 2 or 3 guys with him. So Portsmouth will lose the ball on downs, but in their favor, they did put together a drive that time. They started that on their own 35, knocked out a couple of first downs, and kept the ball for 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So Ironton takes over, but Portsmouth does manage to generate some offense there, and Ironton will get the ball on their own 27-yard line. They lead 14-0. And Cox fakes and pitches to the trailing man, who is ridden Out of bounds, about the 32. Austin Hollins on the tackle as Palladino carries that ball forward for about 4 or 5. Hollins very carefully on Palladino, making sure that he didn't get anywhere, even when it looked like Cox was going to tuck. So good heads-up play by Hollins there. Palladino continuing to drive after Hollins had a good lock on him, but his lock was up around the shoulders, and Palladino at 180 has a lot of power in those legs. Straight ahead, little dive, and moving up through there with a nice hole made by the line is Jeremy Bodmer.
On the stop for Portsmouth is Dylan Mullins.
The 6'2", 180-pound senior did a nice bit of running there, but to his credit, he had some great line play. One of the things Ironton has really sort of gelled on since we saw them the first game. .6:43 to go. This time they're going the other way. That's Price. Price is going to be upended over there by Darian Robinson. Giving the old flip, flip, flip.
On the stop for Portsmouth, Alex Dickerson. Gain of 2 on the play, brings up
and so a pickup of 2 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 8 to go for the Tigers. High school football on the zone sent your way by Brian Davis for Scioto County Commissioner, by ADS Auto and Tire on Scioto Trail, by Minix Giovanni's in West Portsmouth, and by Oak Tree Construction. Thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to you for being there as well. You'll recognize this formation. We've seen it before tonight. And again, they're going to go with Palladino, and he goes forward, picks his way back toward the left, and he's going to be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards, as they will spot that ball on the Ironton 48-yard line. 5:42 with the clock running, and Ironton now facing a 3rd and 1 as they come out of the huddle. The average weight of the Ironton line is 266 pounds. They have some bulk. And they're blocking real well, but in the backfield and moving in quickly for Portsmouth, a nice bit of defense by Austin Mullins. Mullins came in there and hit hard and hit quickly. So that'll make a 4th down for the Tigers, who lead 14-0 with 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Long-standing rivalry between these two teams. There have been seasons they've played twice. And Ironton going for it. They're short about 1.5 yards around midfield. And again, they go to Palladino, who's going to stretch it out that way. Missed by 1. He's got the first down, still on his feet, and tackled from behind and brought down with a nice ankle tackle over there by Darian Robinson. A first down, as it looked like Portsmouth might stretch that out far enough, but Palladino, a talented runner, averaging 8.4 yards per carry this season. High school football on the zone sent your way by Osco Industries and Pro Pest Control. Also by Portsmouth Cinema 8, who will present our Defensive Player of the Game Award at the conclusion of tonight's ball game. And fake with a pass, and downfield a man is covered well and just out of the reach, just out of the grasp of the intended receiver, as they're looking down that way and trying to keep Portsmouth off balance. That was Tanner Price, who was about the 5-yard line.
On coverage, Alex Dickerson.
And so that one falls incomplete. Is that their first pass? No. Their first pass of the evening.
2nd down, 10.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Ironton, as they will come up. Fighting Tigers with Tristan Cox, a senior. Last year, Cox was the leading rusher for Ironton. This time it's Price heading left, cuts upfield, got opening again. He's inside the 10. He's there. Touchdown, Ironton. Tanner Price, a 34-yard run as that's Ironton's third score, and that score presented by Life Medical Response, as Price, the 5'9" senior,
34-yard touchdown run.
gives Ironton now a 3-touchdown lead at 3:59 of the first quarter. And Ironton has a player down on the field. Or is that a Trojan player? Let's have a look and see. It's a Trojan player, perhaps. Well, there's an injured player on the field, and we'll be back after this timeout.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Howell Insurance Agency, serving you for over 75 years.
Welcome back to the Trojan Coliseum. Coming off the field for the Trojans is young Dylan Mullins, who was injured on that last play. Ironton scores. They complete an 8-play, 73-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, as Tanner Price carries that ball to 34 yards. Coming into this ball game tonight, he had 24 rushes for 205 yards. Now they're going to go for 2 again, having succeeded with that the last time. And it's kept by Cox, and he is into the end zone as he stretches it out wide to the left. So Cox runs the extra point, and as they come back up the field, the Ironton Tigers lead the Portsmouth Trojans 22-0. And we'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
Here at the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home, we are not only here for you in your time of need, but we're also here to help our neighbor, to serve our community, and to help guide our youth. We do our best each day to make our area a great place to call home, and each year we give you a time to gather and remember your loved ones. To all area teams in the upcoming sports season, remember, the difference between impossible and possible lies in your determination. Good luck from all of us at the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home.
Welcome back to the Trojan Coliseum. There you see the Ironton Tigers teeing it up. Kicking for Ironton tonight is Hunter Klaber, as Kelly, their usual kicker, is not doing that task tonight. The Trojans, last time they had the ball, did put together a drive with a couple of first downs, but Ironton has been grinding it out in rather quick fashion, as they have scored 3 touchdowns here in quarter number 1. So Ironton prepares to kick off. Want to remind you that high school football on the zone is sent your way by Portsmouth Cement and Lime, by Morgan Brothers Jewelers, and by Jenkins Sunoco in Sciotaville. Again, it's on the ground and picked up and handled this time. Moving forward with it across the 32. That's young Luke Purdy, who's just a sophomore. And he handles it and brings it forward, and that's where Portsmouth will start this drive with 3:55 to go here in quarter number 1, and the Trojans will have the ball on their own 33-yard line.
First and 10 from their own 33-yard line.
So the Trojans in the blue. We'll see what they can do. And Lowry takes it on the right side, and a pickup of maybe 1 or 2. Coming into this ball game tonight, Lowry, who has not started every game, he started once Sky Oliver got injured, had rushed 21 times for 63 yards and 1 TD. So he picks up a couple there. This time he's going to send 2 men out to the right side, 1 man to the left, and have 2 backs with him, flanking him on either side. And whistle, 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 flag, flag, flag. Illegal procedure against the Portsmouth Trojans. That'll cost them 5 yards. So a 5-yard penalty negates that 2-yard run by Lowry. So illegal procedure. And now Portsmouth will have second down and about 13 to go. Inside, and Ironton not yielding much there at all.
Darian Robinson carried the ball.
Darian Robinson met by a host of Ironton Tigers. Chief amongst them in there this time for Ironton was Lucas Campbell. And Campbell stops things without much of a gain at all. So with 2:55 to go, Portsmouth has the ball sitting right smack dab on their own 30-yard line. There you see the Trojan huddle. 8 in front of your camera was Ryan Williams. He's going out on the right side, and with him over there is Veazey. Dickerson is on the left. And the ball is loose again. And coming up with it that time for Ironton, looks like that it might have been Andrew Barker again. And so Portsmouth fumbles again. And Ironton will take over again off of a turnover. And so the Ironton Tigers have been handed the ball 3 times this evening. And Ironton will get the ball on their own, or on the Portsmouth 29-yard line, with 2.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Ironton up by 3 touchdowns already. So Tristan Cox, big blocking in there by the Ironton line, and moving his way down through there is Palladino. He's yanked to the ground by a couple of Trojans, and there is a flag. It's going to be a hold against Ironton. So Palladino's run goes for naught. So they'll go back and step off 10 against the Tigers, and the hold will put them back on the Portsmouth 34-yard line. So a holding penalty, 10 yards, puts it back to the 34. It will be about, they have to get down to the 19, so 15 yards to go. First and 15. Cox again, drops to pass, gives it a heave, and batted away, almost picked off over there by Portsmouth. And as McKenzie gets his hands on it as he was covering the receiver, out for the reception for Ironton and headed out over that way. They were shooting that time for Price again, but that falls incomplete, and so now it'll be second down and 15 for the Tigers. Wide receiver out to the left side is Joe Boulding. They've got a flanker on the right and 2 more on the left, and they're going to give it to Palladino, who cuts the corner and gets upended down around the 27, and a flag comes flying in. That one came flying in from the defensive backfield. And our official is telling us that we have a hold again against Ironton. So that'll be 10 from wherever, whatever happened.
On the stop was Andrew Scott.
Going to move them back to about the 38-yard line. So hold another 10 yards. That's 2 10-yard penalties on this drive. Each one of them coming as Ironton has picked up a pretty decent gain. Cox this time is going to send 2 men out to the right-hand side. He's got 1, 2 men behind him. He's going to be back to pass. He's got all kinds of time, but now it breaks down. Now he continues to look. He cuts the corner and gets around 2 men. He's still on his feet at the 24. And he's finally stopped over there by Luke Purdy, or excuse me, beg your pardon, by DeRay Richardson. That 7 looked like a 9 to me. As Cox turns what could have been a bunch of pond scum instead into a great fishing trip as he picks up several yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Tigers. You're watching high school football on the Zone, presented to you by Steve Conley and everybody at Money Concepts. Brought to you by Sonic between 11th and 12th Street on Finley in Portsmouth, and by Ruth Ann Brush Realty. Thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to you for being there. Pitch to Palladino. He gets upended in the backfield. Good tackle over there by Darian Robinson. As he upends Palladino by taking his feet out from under him, and it'll be a 4th down for Ironton with 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So Ironton's a little slow on the uptake getting back to the huddle. They may be trying to see if they can get this baby to run to the end of the quarter, but the ball has been marked. The play clock's at 20. The game clock is a couple of seconds ahead of that. So they will have to get off a play before the start of the quarter. Cox again with people all over the place. He's got all kinds of time again, but it breaks down again. And he's going to be hit and get away from one, still on his feet as he keeps driving. And gets down close to the sticks, but he's short, so the Portsmouth defense holds, and there's 1 1/10 seconds to go here in the first quarter as Ironton loses the ball on downs, and Portsmouth closes out the first quarter with a good defensive stand. So Portsmouth will get the ball with 1 1 second left, and they'll have the ball on their own 22. And Robinson not finding much joy there, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we're 1/4 of the way home here at the Coliseum. The score, the Ironton Tigers 22, the Portsmouth Trojans nothing. Back with quarter number 2 right after this.
Peter 10:17.
Ruth 2:11.
James 11:9.
When I was hungry. When I was lost. When I was stoned.
You gave me help.
Faith.
Joy.
You gave me a chance. Amanda 4:6. When I was saved.
Your holiday donations to the Salvation Army make change all year long.
Welcome back to the Trojan Coliseum. Ironton leads at the end of 1, 22-0. Portsmouth has the ball, and they will have the ball with a 2nd down and about 7 to go, and the ball will be sitting on their own 26-yard line. High school football on the zone sent your way by Rallies in Portsmouth, by Randy Mattis Motors, by Bob and Floyd's Tire Sale, Donnie Martin Heating and Cooling, by all the Zone Country locations of the Desco Federal Credit Union, and by the Glockner family of dealerships, just making it easy. Thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to you for being there. Trent Williams is racking them up and counting them up here as the stat department, as the Trojans find themselves down 22-0 as we open stanza number 2. And Lowry's going to give it inside, and a nice bit of running so far as Robinson continues downfield to about the 41-yard line before he is tackled over there as he's brought down for Ironton by Tanner Price. A 1st down for the Portsmouth Trojans as they get a little more room at their back now. They'll send 2 out to the left and up through the center. Hollins still on his feet. Nice bit of running by Hollins. He gets out to about the 49 before he's basically bulldogged down there by Richard Cockrell. And it'll be a 2nd down and 1 to go for Hollins with a great second effort there that time. Wide out to the left-hand side for Portsmouth goes Veazey and Purdy. And Lowry holding on, holding that ball like a loaf of bread. That was a little bit dangerous down there around the 40, but it gets a 1st down. He was looking for somebody to pitch to, and nobody was home. But a nice pickup and another Trojan 1st down as we are just a minute into quarter number 2. Purdy and Veazey again out to the left. Dickerson out to the right. 2 backs with Lowry. Lowry gives it a heave. Got Dickerson down on the right. It's batted around. and falls incomplete about the 5-yard line as two of the Tigers were there covering him. And Proctor's bats it away. Ball falls incomplete. A couple of weeks ago, in Lowry's early game, we saw one go out there that looked sort of like a wounded pigeon, but he has really smoothed his delivery out and has a lot more poise than he did that first game. And the ball is loose again.
Recovered by Cole Lowry.
Coming up for Portsmouth with the football that time, Lowry manages to hang on.
Cole Lowry recovered.
Loss on the play, not much, but it's still going to be third down and about 12 to go, maybe 13. The Trojans, again, are going to send Veazey and Purdy out to the left. Going to send Dickerson to the right. There's Lowry. And the ball is loose again. And picking it up by Robinson, but he loses about a ton and a half right there, tackled back around the 40-yard line. And Portsmouth is going to be in deep yardage difficulty here. Ball on their own 40. They have to get to the Ironton 30. That's 4th down and 30 to go for the Trojans. So the Trojans will try to put the foot to it here. Zach DeLotel will be standing back on his own 29-yard line to receive the pass from center. First punt of the night. As the snap is a little low, but not bad, and the kick is a good one, high and long. That's going to take a bounce in favor of the Trojans inside the 20 down to about the 15. And downing it there will be Luke Purdy. And DeLotel's punt turns out to be pretty good. And that gives Ironton a little bit of more difficulty in field position as they'll take over 1st and 10 with 9:16 to go here in the first half. And they'll have the football on their own 15-yard line. Good punt by DeLotel. High school football on the zone, sent your way by Rudity's Driving School. Brought to you by Terry Johnson for 90th District State Representative, by all the Zone Country locations of the Portsmouth Public Library, and by the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home in West Portsmouth. Tristan Cox, first team All-District last year. Special mention All-Ohio. And whistle, 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 whistle. All right. Now we're set to go. Cox will spin and give. Wide around the left corner and a big upending tackle over there. Price gets upended and a good stop for the Trojans.
On the carry, Tanner Price on the stop.
Bringing him down.
Tremendous tackle by Dickerson. Gain of 2 on the play.
A gain of very little on that. Maybe 2, and we have some discussion amongst the officials as to what, if any, situation might have developed here. The officials say that there was indeed a personal foul against the Ironton Tigers. So that's going to be on the 22-yard line. They'll run that baby half the distance, and that'll knock it down to about the 11. Dead ball foul. Takes it down to they're going to set it about the 8.5. And so Ironton, who has not had much penalty problem this year coming into this ball game.
Second down 15 for the Tigers.
The Tigers will now have a second down and 15. As Cox falls, they give to the right, and getting some ground under his feet and moving out past the first down stick for enough gain for a first down is Palladino. And so Ironton manages once again to come up smelling like a rose on that one as they pick up another first down, and the Tigers are in great field position now, having moved out from the shadow of their goal line following that penalty. They're now on about the 29-yard line. The big problem last year for Ironton when they finished 3-7 was turnovers. They had 26 turnovers last year, 2.5 a game. Tonight, the turnovers seem to be falling the other way as the Trojans have not been able to find a handle for the ball. Going the other direction as Price runs into some traffic over there, but he gets out to about the 35. Brought down over there by Portsmouth was Michael Sturgill and Luke Purdy. So it'll be a second down and about 4 yards to go for Ironton. So penalty-wise with Ironton this year, I've got that stat written down somewhere and I'll look it up for you. But right now they find themselves with 4 yards to go and almost breaking loose after being hit in the backfield, but being finished off by Austin Hollins. Was Bowden. So that gets them out to about the 35.5, 36-yard line. It'll be third down and 3 yards to go for Ironton. Ironton with one of the key things with them this year is they're able to be a lot more versatile with their ground game. Palladino was hurt for the first part of last season, and Cox, as a result, had to do a lot of carrying the load and diving forward with goodly ways short of the first down by about 4 or 5 feet. He's going to get the ball out to about the 37-yard line. 6:29 to play here in quarter number 1. High school football on the zone sent your way by Jackpot Skilled Stop Games, by Jason Bentley, your Midland representative, by the Salvation Army. Don't forget it's an important time of the year. Help them help others when you support the Salvation Army. So standing back about his own 23-yard line, ready to take the punt, and whistle. Timeout Ironton. 6:06 to go in the first half. Ironton up 22-0. We'll be back with more right after this.
I knew I wanted to do some sort of engineering when I first started, and I saw the plastics program. I just fell in love with it. I like to think things through and solve problems. It's so interesting. I actually want to work in the design part of it, from an idea to an end project. There's something for everybody here, I think.
The background I had at Shawnee State has made an impact on what I do now. They gave real-world experience. There's opportunities for graduates to start before they graduate. It's not just trial and error, it's applied knowledge.
Welcome back to the Coliseum here at Portsmouth High School. There you see the Ironton Tigers, who find themselves in the lead with 6:06 to go here in the first half. 22-0 the score. High school football on the zone sent your way by your hometown university, Shawnee State University. Brought to your way by the Sunspot Tanning Salons all over Portsmouth and Zone Country, and by Strieber Mortgage. Cox puts the foot to it. Good high kick. That's going to take an Ironton bounce and be picked up by Portsmouth on the 25, and big contact as picking it up and getting ready to have a go at it for the Trojans was Dickerson. And he doesn't get very far with that, but Portsmouth will get the football, and that's really the important thing here with 5:55 to go in the first half of play. And the Trojans will have the ball first and 10 on their own, and it's between the 26 and 27. We'll call it the 26. Lowry sets his team, and up they go inside again. Cox laying a pretty good punt down for Ironton. He averaged 33 yards a punt last year.
Marisa Hicks, you're needed in the press box, please. Marisa Hicks, you're needed in the press box.
And so with second down and 10 to go. Lowry sends a couple of guys out to the right. He's going to put a man in motion. That is Robinson. And whistle, whistle, whistle. Flag, flag, flag. Illegal procedure, illegal procedure. 5-yard penalty. So the Trojans getting pulled back 5 yards. And with 5:20 to go, they start a little farther back. In motion again, Robinson. Lowry rolls the other way. Got a little shorty over the top, and it's complete. Out across the 30 and tiptoeing down the right sideline is Luke Purdy. Purdy is finally stopped out there about the 42-yard line as he's brought down over there by Lucas Campbell, the big 6'5 junior. Purdy gets some nice yardage and picks up a first down for Portsmouth.
Luke Purdy on the reception.
So the Trojans are putting some yardage on the board now after a couple of unsuccessful attempts early on. They seem to have found their sea legs. Twin receivers out to the right. Lowry, a little mix-up in the backfield, is really looking, and he's not going to find anything to please him at all. And he's going to be whacked a pretty good one in there by Desmond Young. And it's going to be second down and about 12 to go for the Trojans. That one looked like a bit of a mix-up, and because of that, we're going to call timeout with 4:51 to go, and we'll be back with you right after this. There you see the Ironton Tigers having a go at things. In the center of your picture there, 75, that's Isaac Sherman, one of the big tackles, 6'4", 290 pounds. Trojans come out. Their offensive line at 251-pound average. They're playing against a defensive line for Ironton that averages 265. So the Trojan offensive line giving up 14 or 15 pounds on every play. And a bad snap. Lowry falls on it. As he falls down inside the 30, about the 29-yard line, and Portsmouth just can't buy a break so far. They start moving a little bit, and the ball starts taking some weird turns. So now the Trojans find themselves in a third and a ways. They have to get all the way to the Ironton 48. The ball is on the Trojan 29. So they have to go 23 yards. Lowry sends two men out to the left. He's going to give inside, and not much room there on that big of a one as Darian Robinson comes up. Things closed up rather quickly there, and that's going to put Portsmouth in a fourth down situation. High school football on the zone, sent your way by Sherman Cricker Insurance, by Sisters Dairy Barn in Sciotoville, Stoltz Pharmacy in Wheelersburg, Sweet Confections Bakery in Barbersville, and by the Battery Terminal in Ashland. Delotel standing about his 22, gets a good snap and a good kick. It's high and long, and it's handled at the 32-yard line for Ironton by Cox. And Cox gets forward to about the 35, so about a 3-yard return. And so Portsmouth punts it away, and Ironton, with 3:29 to go in the half, finds themselves with a first and 10, and they're going to smack that baby down right on the 35-yard line. High school football on the zone, sent your way by Bob Evans of New Boston, by Lightning Lube at 11th and Finley Streets. Brought to you by Serve Pro. Also brought to you by Thomas Jefferson Davis for 90th District State Representative. And by the UPS store on 11th Street. Cox spreads them out this time. And again, he hangs on to it. Rolls to the right, picks his way forward, and is darn close to the first down before he's stopped over there by Michael Sturgill. It is a first down.
On the stop for Portsmouth.
Last week against Ashland, Ironton ground out 532 yards rushing against the Ashland Tomcats last week. That is no small feat. And Price doesn't like what's going on there, tries to reverse directions, and the Trojans are right there to give him the glad hand and say, welcome to this place on the field. Why don't you lay down and enjoy it for a minute or two? He tried to switch his directions. That didn't work. And so now it'll be a second down, about 13 or 14 to go. Trips left. Big arm movement with a little short pass. And picking his way forward over there is Palladino. Another completion for Cox. Third and about 8.
Third down 7.
Cox coming into this ball game was 15 out of 26 for 280 yards. He had been picked one time and had 2 TD passes. One of those TD passes was a great big long one that had more run to it than pass. Again, the trips off to the left side. Last year, Cox led the team with 9 TDs. Now he looks, gives it a heave, and over everybody. Looking down on the right, trying to find somebody, but no joy over there for Lucas Campbell. Campbell was covered down there by Austin Hollins. So with 2:18 to go, Ironton finds itself in a fourth down situation again, and they'll probably punt that ball away. Dickerson will go back. Cox will kick, and again a beautiful high long kick that Dickerson will handle about the 12. He's going to try to move out to the right side. He's going to try to turn the corner, and there's a flag down about the 15-yard line as Dickerson gets out to about the 20, but the flag is going to change the way that looks as Ironton punts it away. And again tonight we see a beautiful punt from Cox, and we're going to see some illegal contact by the Trojans.
We need the key club officers and the sponsor, Mr. Walker.
And so the Trojans will get pushed a little bit further back into the hole. With 2:04 to go here in this first half of play. They're going to shove the ball all the way back to the 7-yard line. So Portsmouth, with not much field behind them and a whole big mess of it in front of them. Lowry stands about the 2. And there's timeout. With 2:04 to go, almost like a 2-minute warning. Ironton's ahead 22-0. Back with more right after this.
The sun is always shining at Sunspot Tanning Salons. We are your #1 source for that deeper, darker, lasting tan, and not just during summer, all year long. Our high-tech equipment gives you that perfect coloring by offering quality tanning in a clean, cool, and controlled environment for everyone from beginners and beyond. Excellent up-to-date products and various locations with convenient hours. You won't have to wait for the sun to look fine.
Welcome to the Sunspot, where the sun always shines.
Welcome back to high school football on the Zone. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the first half. Ironton leading Portsmouth 22-0. High school football on the Zone, presented to you by the Wheelersburg Cinema. Brought to you by Stakers Sales and Service on 9th Street. You can almost see it from where we sit here in the press box at the Coliseum. Also brought to you by Toro Loco, who will be presenting our Player of the Game Award following tonight's game. Life Medical Response and by Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, who'll bring you our halftime report tonight. Included amongst the things going on, we'll be talking with John Clayton, the president of the Portsmouth Trojan Boosters Club. He'll be telling us a little bit about the activities of the Boosters Club, including the big Trojan Treasure coming up very soon. We're under 2 minutes now. Ball out to about the 10, maybe a smidge past that. It'll be second down and about 6 or 7 to go for Portsmouth. They trail 22-0. And the Trojans, again, will try the left side with Robinson, and Ironton is coming over quick and responding to him. They are keying on that young man. And their keying is kind of locking him into place. So it'll be third down for Portsmouth. Ironton's next game will be in 2 weeks because they have a bye next week, or an open date they call it. They'll be hosting Columbus St. Charles, Division II team that coming into tonight's game was 1-3. Flag. And another one just for good measure. 55 and 6/10 seconds to go here, and going to have a face mask against Ironton, so that'll be to Portsmouth's benefit. Trojans next week will host the Logan Chieftains, another Division II team. So each of these teams, the next game they play, Ironton in 2 weeks and Portsmouth next week. Portsmouth's game, of course, is a league game, the Southeastern Ohio Athletic League. Logan, coming into tonight's game, was also 1-3. So a first down for Portsmouth. And that ball is picked. You could see that one coming. You could see that one coming. Moving down, the pass kind of high and loose, and Crockroll, the 5'10 senior, grabs a hold of that baby. And Ironton has the ball again. And they lead 22-0 with 43 seconds to go. And Ironton gets the ball in plumb position here as they've got it on the Portsmouth 22. And a good bit of defense there by Crockroll, the cornerback. And so Cox wants to try to take it this quickly. He puts Palladino in motion, fakes to him, tosses on the left, and's got it to Bodmer. Bodmer moving down inside the 10, down to about the 7, where Purdy will bring him down. And they will stop the clock for the first down.
Darian Robinson, Luke Purdy.
As Purdy stops him after getting through the initial part of the defense. And they'll toss that baby down to stop the clock with 31 seconds to go.
Second roll from the 7.
So that one will count as an incomplete pass, but what it really does is stop the clock. And now, what are we doing? We're looking, some of the players for Ironton walking over like, yeah, we're going to call timeout, right? But no, they're not. In fact, the play clock is now down to 15. So the Tigers now taking her down to 5, 4. They'll probably call timeout here. And that's it. Well, I don't know why they let it wind down, and we haven't either had a timeout or a penalty. That one didn't make much sense. Now we got a whistle and no play that time. That particular series of events did not make a whole lot of sense to me. And our official is going to say we're going to reset the clock, it looks like, for 51 seconds. Well, we'll see what's going on while you look at While you look at Ironton there, we'll remind you that high school football on the zone is sent your way by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. By Real Estate Gallery. Nancy Hawk and the folks there always bringing you the national anthem before every game. But we're still playing with the clock. Let's see what we can do here. And our next TV game here on the zone, a week from tonight, the West Senators will be at Minford to take on Coach Daniels' Minford Falcons. And we'll be on hand for that with the good folks out at Minford. Always nice to see them as they treat us quite well, as do the folks here at Portsmouth High School. So now we have 31 seconds on the clock. Play clock is running. Cox under center. He's going to give it to Palladino, and Palladino's going to squirm and worm his way inside the 5. 23 seconds to go, and Ironton's going to try to set up quickly.
On the stop for Portsmouth.
And
Vinny Kennedy.
they go instead. Palladino drives, gets stopped short. Portsmouth's defense stands tall on that one. And now Ironton will have to call a timeout if they want to try to do anything. So with 7 3/10 seconds to play here in the first half. Timeout with Ironton ahead, 22-0.
This is my business. I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there. Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Toasters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street. The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Welcome back. There you see the Trojans getting some instruction. That's Coach Jason Sparks in his second year here at Portsmouth. His record is 4-10 as he came up to Portsmouth from the Carolinas. Played football at Morehead State University, the alma mater of our stat superstar, Trent Williams. 7 3/10 seconds to go here in half number 1. Do they call them the Eagles because they sing so well? Okay, all right, good. Cox under center, 4th and goal from the 2. He's going to give it or keep it rather. He's going to squirm by one defender and get in with 2 seconds to go. So Tristan Cox, a 2-yard run. Ironton puts together a 22-yard drive. That touchdown sent your way by Life Medical Response. 2-yard drive that started at the Portsmouth 22-yard line. And at 2 1/10 seconds left in the first half, that took 41 1/10 seconds to put that drive together. Going for 2 again. Passing, looking good. Pass is good, and so as they come back up the field, the number takes some more significance on itself because the 30-point rule in the second half means the clock could run. So with 2 1/10 seconds to go here in this first half, Ironton leads by the score of 30-0. Back with a kickoff right after this.
At halftime, ladies and
Enjoy the movie. It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, they actually cycle movies faster here.
The best cinema like a box of chocolates.
Have you seen a really big snake? I hate snakes.
None shall pass.
Wheelersburg Cinema, still bringing movies to life.
Ironton scores. A 2-yard run by Tristan Cox caps a 4-play, 22-yard drive. Took 41 1/10 seconds. Kicks another roller and picked up on the 30 by Portsmouth. Coming forward with it, out and moving his way around is Ty Oliver.
Luke Trudy returned the kick, and that is the halftime.
That'll be the end of the first half. And as they come to at halftime, the score at the half is Ironton 30, Portsmouth nothing. Back with the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report when we return right after this.
Advanced 360 brings care to the next level after your hospital stay. Recover in luxury in your private suite. Stay connected, relax, and focus on healing and getting back home. Advanced 360 is Portsmouth's premier post-hospital rehabilitation destination. Contact your healthcare provider to reserve your private recovery suite today. Located on the campus of Bridgeport Healthcare, a proud member of the Communicare family of companies.
You see a big check being presented to the Salvation Army Coat Drive, sponsored by Key Club of Portsmouth High School. King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio presents $500 to the Salvation Army Coat Drive, which has been coordinated here at Portsmouth High School by Lee Gowdy and Julie Sanders Johnson, the advisors of Key Club at Portsmouth High School. Key Club, a high school student program that's sponsored by the good men and women of Kiwanis, Portsmouth. And there's $500 that are going to help keep some folks mighty warm this winter. As you see the Key Club officers and the teachers and the folks from KDMC. And there's the big check for 500 buckaroos. That's Lee Gowdy there in the light blue shirt. There are some of the youngsters that are officers of Key Club. And the other lady in the light blue t-shirt is Julie Sanders Johnson, the other advisor of Key Club. King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, presenting a $500 check to the Salvation Army Coat Drive. And mighty good stuff that Key Club and King's Daughters Medical Center sponsoring. You're on the halftime report here, Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. It's 30-0 at halftime, Ironton leading the Trojans. And we'll be back with more of the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report when we return to watch the Ironton High School Band right after this.
King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio is working to provide health care that raises the bar with experienced physicians you know. Like urologist Chris Schmidt, who's seeing patients at our new hospital. Our advanced diagnostic equipment and passionate attention to detail allows every possibility to be explored in order to find the best treatments available. King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio is a team dedicated to world-class health care for Portsmouth.
Atomic Credit Union has been serving Southern Ohio since 1955. With 11 different locations, our friendly staff is here to help you with all your financial needs. From loans to checking accounts, online services, and extended hours, Atomic Credit Union is your full-service financial institution. Check out our website at www.2mycu.com or call us at 1-800-652-2328 to learn about the benefits of an Atomic Credit Union membership.
Many people know that at the battery terminal in Ashland, Kentucky, we sell automotive, marine, and recreational vehicle batteries. But did you know we also sell
Power wheels, motorcycle, and wheelchair batteries.
We also sell batteries for garage door openers, watches, cordless phones, and cell phones.
The Battery Terminal is a family-owned business located in Ashland, Kentucky. We've been in business for 28 years, and we are here to service your battery needs.
Cricket, drill, home run. Anybody can hit a home run with Benton Murphy Insurance.
Since 1922, Barrington Murphy Insurance, along with State Auto Insurance, have been hitting home runs in the Scioto County area, offering a full line of insurance products, auto, home, business, and life insurance. Give us a call or stop by our office to let one of our dedicated staff help you with all your insurance needs. Barrington Murphy Insurance.
Welcome back to the Portsmouth Coliseum. To the sounds in the background of the Portsmouth High School Band, we have the Portsmouth Trojan Boosters Club. You're the president, right? John Clayton is with us. John, how's everything going so far?
So far, it's great. I tell you what, this is a neat game to watch. Ironton is really good this year, but our Trojans, don't count us out, man. We're an exciting team. We put some points on the board, I know.
And I imagine the boosters are kind of happy that we get a home game.
We finally get a home game. Gosh, it's almost October and we get our first home game. But anyways, yeah, we're happy to be back here. There's no place like home.
This is a good place. Another thing that comes up this time of the year is one of your major fundraisers. And I invited you over so you had a chance to tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Coming up October 25th at the Friends Center once again, Trojan Treasure. We're giving away $9,000. We have the golden ticket, which I'll explain that, but we sell 200 tickets at $125 a piece. They admit 2 people to a night of great food and fun and fellowship at the Friends Center. Doors open at 5:30, and the Scioto River is that us? Scioto River is, go ahead. Scioto River is once again our caterer, and like I said, we're giving away $9,000 this year. 4,000 of that will go to the winner, and there'll be, like I said, 200 tickets sold. Every 10th ticket gets $100. Every 10th ticket drawn. Every 50th ticket wins $200. So what happens is we have what's called the golden ticket, which makes our reverse raffle really unique. We only sell 199 of the 200 tickets. So we hold one out. We hold it out all night until there's 4 tickets left in the bin, 5 numbers. One of them is the golden ticket, which we haven't sold. So at that point, all of them are guaranteed winners. So the 196 ticket pulled out wins $250. The 197th wins $500, $750, $1,000, and $5,000 for the last one pulled. So what we do is we auction that ticket off. It's a guaranteed winner. You might win $5,000. You might win $250. but it goes to the highest bidder, and it is fun. Everybody has a great time with it. All the money goes to the kids. We have a budget this year of about $24,000 that we're going to be spending on all 16 programs here at Portsmouth Junior and Senior High School and the cheerleaders. So there's a lot of need there. There's a lot of kids. We have over 200 kids alone in our fall sports. All that money goes to the fall and the winter and the spring sports.
All right, let's talk about where people can get tickets.
Where people can get tickets, good question. They can either visit the school and see our athletic director, Joe Albrecht. Every coach has tickets to sell, so that's pretty easy. Or contact myself, John Clayton, or any one of our boosters. Skip Hickman is our treasurer. Teresa Hicks is our vice president. Valerie Carson, officer-elect. Jennifer Shackard, secretary. We all have tickets to sell. And then again, like I said, a lot of the coaches and a lot of the parents get in on this too. So it's really good. That's where we get them.
Okay, let's one more time go down the what and where. And
once again, Trojan Treasure, October 25th, Saturday at the Friends Center. Doors open at 5:30, catered by the Cider River. Tickets are $125, admits 2. An evening of just great evening. Ohio State, Michigan will be on TV, and we'll even have a little side bets on that. And it's a great time.
John Clayton, president of the Trojan Boosters Club. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go Trojans.
Okay, John Clayton with us on the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. And the score here at halftime is Ironton 30, Portsmouth nothing. We'll be back with more of the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report when we return right after this.
At Desco, we believe loans to small businesses result in stronger communities. We believe the experience and ability to make local decisions awards you the home field advantage. We believe quick decisions and straightforward answers are what you need to get started. At Desco, we have terms to fit your business. Desco Federal Credit Union. We make business loans.
You walk in, they have a big smile on their face, and it's genuine. It's not fake, and I hate fake, and it's just really nice. And
it's just an experience that they've got this customer service down to a science. And like I say, you're talking to a guy for the last 20 years has been in sales and knows how customer service is supposed to work. Glockner's has got it down to a science.
You feel special when you walk in. You feel special.
Their commercials, they're not lying when they make it easy.
King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio is here to provide health care that raises the bar with some of the area's best physicians, like orthopedic surgeon Jerry Trinidad, helping patients with hip and knee issues. Our advanced diagnostic equipment and passionate attention to detail allows every possibility to be explored in order to find the best treatments available. King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, bringing healthcare expertise to Portsmouth.
And the second half, we'll have the running clock because Ironton has a 30-point lead in the second half. Should Portsmouth score, that'll go back to regular timing. But the rules say that if the clock or the score is 30 points or more in the second half, the clock runs other than for timeouts and things like that. In the first half for Ironton, 22 rushes, 188 yards. 3 of 7 for 16 yards in the air, 204 total. Portsmouth, 21 rushes, 40 yards. And 3 of 6 in passing for 38 total, 78 yards for Portsmouth. They lost 2 fumbles. They had 1 interception. Ironton has really taken advantage of the turnovers. Big turnaround this year for Ironton in that department. So as we are ready to start the second half, Darian Robinson has 42 yards rushing, and Portsmouth as a team has 40, or 38. So figure that one out. The kickoff is going, and the second half is underway, and Ironton gets it on the south end and moving forward and getting through the crowd and still on his feet and headed down the sideline and doing a very strange cut across the field. He's all the way down. Tanner Price looking for flags back up the field. I don't see any. So Tanner Price takes the opening kickoff, and returns that baby all the way for a score. Uses 18 seconds to get up that way. And Ironton starts off the second half with a big bang. I did not see exactly what yard line he started on, but he took that baby down the left, cut back to the right, and Ironton starts off 18 seconds into the second half, returning the opening kickoff as Tanner Price has tacked 6 more onto the Ironton tally. And the Ironton fans and team are just going wild. The extra point attempt is no good. And so as they come back up the field, Ironton starts off with a bang to start half number 2. And the score, the minute gone into the half, Ironton 36 and Portsmouth nothing. Back after this. There you see the Trojans, who have had a blitzkrieg laid on them here to start the second half. Tanner Price takes the ball on his 14. He probably ran about 120 yards as he cut back. And the kick failed, but Ironton is still on top, 36-0. As remember, in the second half, as long as there's more than a 30-point difference, the clock will continue to run. That's the rule in high school. Giving it a boot here for Ironton is Hunter Claiborne. Kick will bounce. It'll be taken about the 26-yard line for Portsmouth. Alex Dickerson gets it, moves out across the 30, a 5-yard return. And that's where Portsmouth will start their second half efforts with 9:50 on the clock. They'll have first and 10 on their own 32-yard line. High school football on the zone, presented by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, who presented a big $500 check to the Salvation Army through the Key Club's Coats drive here at Portsmouth. That was at halftime, so thanks to the folks at KDMC Ohio. And getting some running room and heading down the right side and still on his way. There goes Darian as Robinson cuts back, and he is going to be into the end zone for Portsmouth's first score of the night. So the Trojans, starting on their own 32, Robinson takes that ball, and he moves 68 yards. 8:50 to go, as that one didn't take much time at all. As Delotel puts Portsmouth on the board, if he makes this extra point, we're back below 30, and the clock will go back to regular. Kick is up, it's long enough, and it's good. And so as they come back up the field, Ironton 36, Portsmouth 7. That touchdown presented by Life Medical Response, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
A night of family entertainment awaits you at the Portsmouth Cinema 8. We're always improving. More games, better movies, delicious concessions, online ticket sales, and updates on Facebook as well. To make your experience better, we now have all 8 theaters in digital DLP with Dolby Surround Sound. Plus, you can watch your next digital 3D movie here. All the entertainment you need at Portsmouth Cinema 8. Movies will never be the same again.
There you see the Trojans, who have made the scoreboard. A one-play 68-yard drive. Took a minute because the clock was running. Darian Robinson carried that ball. Again, there's another example that was 68 yards, but he ran probably about 100. Zach Delotel's kick was good. And it's now 36-7, and we're back to the regular clock. High school football on the zone, sent your way by FalconOne.net. Minford Telephone and Minford TV. They try the onside-er, and it has not gone 10 yards. Ironton jumps on it about the 47 or 8 yard line of the Trojans. And that's where Ironton will take over with 8:32 to go here in quarter number 3. And they'll have the ball in Portsmouth territory. So Ironton sitting on top of a 29-point lead.
Oak Hill Mitford 7-7 in the third quarter.
And the Tigers back to the full house backfield. They're going to give straight away, and still squirming and still moving his way down in the midst of lots of tacklers. Nobody really got a firm arm on him there. Austin Carter makes the stop as Jeremy Bodmer picks that up. About maybe a yard. Well, they're going to mark it so that really pick up right close to a yard. As they line up here. Again, an experienced line has helped Ironton a whole heck of a lot this year. They're going to try the right side. There's Palladino breaking loose. He's on the way. He's going to be gone from the 47, a 47-yard run, and back over 30 again. As Palladino makes it 42-7 Ironton as he went around that right side. A 47-yard run. It's 7:21 to go. And that play didn't, what was that, a 2-play drive? 2-play, 47-yard drive. And right quick, the clock is running again. Cox is going to try to kick the extra point here. His kick is up, it's long enough, and it's good. So Cox, who's not usually the extra point kicker, manages to put one through. So as they come back up the field, the kick is good, and that touchdown presented by Life Medical Response. The score is Ironton 43 and Portsmouth 7. Back with a kickoff right after this.
The library isn't just a source for books anymore. We are activities. We are local history and genealogy. We are entertainment. We are DVDs and books on CD. We are online. We are education. We are mobile. We are everywhere. We are still books and reading. We are here for our community. We are here for you.
We are the Portsmouth Public Library.
I love the library.
There's the Ironton leading 43-7. High school football on the zone presented to you by Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. We'll bring you our halftime report. Brought to you by Barber's Auto Parts. We'll bring you our wrap-up, and also brought to you our pregame tonight. Brought to you by Portsmouth Cinema, that'll present our defensive player of the game, and Toro Loco, who will present our player of the game award. Kicking it up, or teeing it up to kick it for Ironton is going to be Hunter Klaber. And with the clock running, we're already down to 5:34 in the third quarter. The kick is a line driver on the ground, bounces around, picked up again by Dickerson. Dickerson takes it out to about the 44-yard line, where Portsmouth will take over with 5:19 to go in the third quarter. And the Trojans will have pretty good field position as they're going to place it down on the Portsmouth 45-yard line, so on their own 45. Ironton has been in the lead the whole time. Portsmouth just scored on their last possession for their first score of the night. Lowry is going to pitch, and the ball is loose again. Picked up and still loose again, and Ironton appears to have it. Went out of bounds, and Portsmouth ball. So gain of 2 on that as Portsmouth picks up a pair there. Lowry gives inside, pick up by Robinson out to midfield. And at the bottom of the pile there for Ironton that time is Desmond Young, the 6'1", 214-pound junior, as Robinson gets it right smack dab on the midfield marker. High school football on the zone presented by ADS Auto and Tire, by Albert Insurance Incorporated, by Advanced 360 Care, brought to you by all the Zone Country locations of the Atomic Credit Union. And the pitch goes to Robinson, and he's hitting the backfield as he tries to turn the corner. Big whack over there for Ironton. And Ironton is really stretching him out and doing a good job on the lateral line defensively. Portsmouth already at a weight disadvantage. Their offensive line, 251 pounds. Ironton's defensive line, 265. And again, they try pretty much the same location. Not much difference, a pickup of maybe one or two. And they will give it up. And Ironton will take over on downs. And with 3:02 to go here in the third quarter, Ironton takes over at midfield. And they still lead 43-7. Clock is running. That's the high school rule. Second half, 30-point or greater difference. Ironton was up by 30. Portsmouth scored a touchdown. And then that brought it within 30. And then Ironton now back up over 30 again. They lead 43-7. And worming his way up through the middle there and not doing a bad job on that one. As picking it up in there that time for Ironton is Price. Price gets the ball down, a pickup of about 4 or 5. They're going to mark it on the 46, so we'll say 4. As we remind you that high school football on the zone is presented to you by Dan Cassidy and everybody at Barron & Murphy Insurance. By the Glockner family of dealerships, just making it easy. By Minford Telephone and TV. Minix's Giovanni's in West Portsmouth. Portsmouth Cinema 8 and all the Zone Country locations of the Portsmouth Public Library.
On the carry, D'Angelo Palladino.
Palladino picks up a couple or three. Oh, excuse me, that's Price coming up out of there. And he's limping a little bit out of there, and now he shakes it off, as you can see. Price,
Also on the stop.
5'9", 170-pound senior.
All Portsmouth Trojan home games will begin and away games will begin at 7 p.m. 7 o'clock kickoff.
Other games around the area tonight. South Point is at West. Rock Hill is at East. Oak Hill at Minford. It's homecoming out at Minford for the battle, the classic battle between the neighbors there, Minford and Oak Hill. Northwest at Sims Valley in an SOC1 contest. Another first down. McKenzie on the stop for Portsmouth. Jackson leading the Berg. Ironton Wheelersburg and Jackson doing battle, the battle of the unbeatens up there. But it's within one touchdown. All this, of course, shooting toward the state finals, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. First of 2 years in a row, they'll hold them in Columbus. Ball is loose. We'll see who comes up, popping up out of there with that. And
recovered by the Tigers.
Tigers still have it. So this year and next year, the games will be in Columbus instead of Massillon and Canton. Last time they played the state championships in Columbus was in the 80s. And that's the end of the third quarter. We're 3/4 of the way home here. And the score at the end of 3 is Ironton 43, Portsmouth 7. We'll be back with quarter number 4 right after this.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent. the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Howell Insurance Agency, serving you for over 75 years. Welcome back to the Coliseum at Portsmouth High School. We're just ready to start quarter number 4. Ironton leads Portsmouth 43-7. The Tigers will have the ball. High school football on the zone was sent your way by Bob and Floyd's Tire Service. Brought to you by Allen's Jewelers of Ironton, by Bob Evans Restaurant of Portsmouth. Brought to you by Brian Davis for Scioto County Commissioner. Brought to you by J&M Painting, by Jamie Duckworth of American Family Insurance, by Jenkins Sunoco in Sciotaville, and Steve Conley and everybody at Money Concepts. It'll be second down and 11 to go for Ironton, and Portsmouth's defensive tackle on the side away from us jumped off. So Vinny was a little bit too antsy there. Even on the penalty, the clock keeps working. And 5-yard penalty will make it now second down and about 6 or 7 to go for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. Last time the playoffs were held in Columbus in that string back in the 80s, one of those years was 1989, and it just so happened that a school that's playing in this ball game won a championship that year. The Tigers, under Coach Bob Lutz, won in 1989 at Ohio Stadium. So that one doesn't quite go the way they wanted it to. It'd be third down and about 8. So Ironton hoping the way they've been coming on, of course. They're ranked third in Division 5 Region 17, hoping that the playoffs in Columbus might suit their needs this year. High school football on the zone sent your way by Sonic, by Ruth Ann Brush Realty, by Portsmouth Cement and Lime, by Portsmouth Block, and trying it wide on the side, as trying to pick up a little bit over there on that side for Ironton was Cockrell, as he gets down at about the 36-yard line. So it'll be fourth down for the Ironton Tigers. Game tonight presented by Morgan Brothers Jewelers. Also brought to you by Stakers Sales and Service on 9th Street, by Terry Johnson for 90th District State Representative, and by Sherman Cricker Insurance. So fourth down and 9 to go. Ironton will go for it. And under center. And no room, being chased by Vinny Kennedy and trying to get that baby loose to nobody in particular. The quarterback for Ironton, by the way, Jake Isaac, the 5'11 sophomore, found himself chased by Vinny Kennedy and turned that baby loose, and Ironton will turn over on downs. So the Trojans will get the ball back with 9:07 to go, the clock running. They get the ball, 9:07, and the ball will be on the Portsmouth 36-yard line. 43-7 our score. Ironton in the lead. This is week 5. Playoff computer ratings came out for the first time this week. As I mentioned, Ironton third in Division 5 Region 17. Austin Hollins gets across to about the 40. As he'll be brought down in there, a number of clean white Ironton jerseys, getting some varsity time. Lowry keeps, heads off to the side, knocked out of bounds about the 47-yard line. And that should be enough for a Portsmouth first down. 7:58 remaining in this contest. In the playoffs this year, Divisions 2, 3, 4, and 6 will play on Fridays. The pitch by Lowry is sent back, and on his way with it is DeRay Richardson, who picks up another Portsmouth first down.
On the stop for the Tigers.
Richardson, 5'11", 137-pound junior. Scott on the stop for Ironton. And so with another first down to play with. Big opening up the middle. Nice blocking in there by Portsmouth, and taking advantage of it is Hollins. Hollins gets down inside the 10, down to about the 7.
On the stop for the Tigers, Isaiah Ricky Scott.
Ricky Scott, the 5'9" junior, brings him down.
Down inside the 10 to about the 6-yard line where it's first and.
Other schools in Division 5 around here: Chesapeake, Rock Hill, South Point, Fairland, West, Wheelersburg, and of course the Portsmouth Trojans, in addition to the Ironton Fighting Tigers. And so Lowry takes it, tucks, and he is very close. He's in. Touchdown, Portsmouth. Lowry takes it off the right side and runs it in from the 6-yard line. Portsmouth on the board again with 13, and we are at exactly 30 points again. So if DeLotel makes the extra point, the clock will go back to its regular, normal functioning, which, of course, as far as Portsmouth's offense is concerned, is an ideal thing. Kick is up and good. And Zach DeLotel pulls Portsmouth within 30, down to 29 points. And the score as they come back up the field is Ironton 43, Portsmouth 14. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
Here at the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home, we are not only here for you in your time of need, but we're also here to help our neighbor, to serve our community, and to help guide our youth. We do our best each day to make our area a great place to call home. And each year we give you a time to gather and remember your loved ones. To all area teams in the upcoming sports season, remember, the difference between impossible and possible lies in your determination. Good luck from all of us at the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home.
High school football on the zone sent your way by those folks there at the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home, by the Salvation Army, by Shawnee State University, by Strieber Mortgage, by all the Zone Country locations and Sunspot Tanning, brought to you by Powell Insurance in New Boston, Donnie Martin Heating and Cooling, Gaddy's Pizza, who provide the pizza up here in the press box. And the kickoff is an onside kicker, and Portsmouth may have that. Portsmouth leaps all over that, coming up with the ball. Darian Robinson recovers the onside kick. So Robinson, recovered by Portsmouth's Robinson. And with 5:58 to go, Portsmouth has the ball. And they're down 43-14. The ball is on the Ironton 44-yard line. So the Trojans making a statement here in quarter number 4. Lowry is going to pitch. And off to the races goes Robinson. He's yanked down over there, and a nice tackle, sort of a jiu-jitsu move that time for Ironton. Isaiah Bricky Scott. It was Richardson? DeRay Richardson. All right, good for DeRay. They send 2 men out to the right-hand side. Man in motion. They're going the opposite direction of the motion and moving it inside the 10 down to about the 13. And Lowry takes that down there, and Portsmouth has another first down. Portsmouth working with a sense of urgency now.
Caleb McKnight and Ronnie Artis on the stop.
It'll be a 1st and 10. Portsmouth can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They have to get down to between the 2 and 3 yard line. Lowry tosses toward the corner, and interference will be called on that, as the defender was simply waving his hand in front of the intended receiver. And another flag comes out afterwards. That looks like there may be an additional tacked on there. And we also have pass interference against Ironton.
Automatic first down, pass interference.
So a penalty for pass interference. Portsmouth will get the ball. First down and goal to go on between the 6 and 7 yard lines. Lowry gives inside and driving, and a nice continuation there. Good run. As Portsmouth scores with 4:48 to go. And now they have pulled within 23. DeLotel will come out again and try to see what he can do.
Zach DeLotel to kick it through the uprights.
Kick is up. And it's good. And as they come back up the field, Ironton leads Portsmouth 43-21. Back with a kickoff right after this.
Wherever good can overcome, that is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
The Trojans have just scored. A 4-play, 44-yard drive took 1 minute and 10 seconds off the clock. DeRay Richardson takes the ball in from 6 yards out. Zach DeLotel's kick is up and good, and it's 43-21 with 4:48 to go. And the Trojans, the last time they were in this situation, tried a little onside kick action. We will see what transpires this time. Same deal. Off the man, onto the ground, and fallen on by Ironton. And covering the ball nicely there for Ironton that time was Travis Gayhart. Gayhart, a 5'11", 190-pound sophomore, showing some good thinking skills there and falling on the ball. So Ironton, with 4:48 to go, will have the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. High school football on the zone. Presented by Sweet Confections Bakery. The Battery Terminal. The UPS store on 11th Street. Game here on the zone presented by Wheelersburg Cinema. By Serve Pro. By Thomas Jefferson Davis for 90th District State Representative. And still at the quarterback spot, they've got Isaac, and Isaac is going to give it to his man. And moving forward, and still on the way. Nice bit of running there for Ironton. And picking it up over there, Isaiah Bricky Scott. Austin Mullins on the stop as the junior gets stopped, but not before picking up a first down for the Tigers. High school football on the zone sent your way by Jason Bentley, your Midland representative, by Goodwill Industries, by Gutter Pro, by Jackpot Skilled Stop Games, Oak Tree Construction, and Osco Industries. The clock being reset to 4:24. While they do that, we'll remind you that tonight's game is sent your way by Rudity's Driving School, Randy Mattis Motors, by Rallies, by Pro Pest Control, by Sisters Dairy Barn in Sciotaville, and Stoltz Pharmacy in Wheelersburg. Flag on the play, and it's going to be called against Ironton, it tends to seem. Illegal procedure against the Fighting Tigers. Next week, we will be at Minford at the Falcons area,
5-yard penalty will be assessed.
as West will take on the Menford Falcons. This the 120th meeting between the Fighting Tigers and the Trojans. Portsmouth started off early and kind of got themselves in the hole as they coughed up the ball, and Ironton very astutely taking advantage of those pretty darn quick. Pick up on the play that time by Carrico, that looked like to me.
On the stop, Michael Adkins of Portsmouth.
As Adkins brings him down, it'll be second down and about 12 to go. 3:12 to go in this ball game. Portsmouth next week will be home and host the Logan Chieftains in a Southeastern Ohio Athletic League contest. The Chieftains going into tonight's games were 1-3, as were the Trojans. Logan, a Division II school. Ironton gets a week off next week. Bricky Scott up to about midfield, not much of a gain there. And timeout Portsmouth. So there's timeout on the field with 2:43 to go. And we'll be back with more right after this.
We recently got an EEG machine, and that's what we're using for one of my research projects. Shawnee State and my professors, faculty here have really helped me to be competitive, not just to meet the minimum requirements. Kind of cool to tell people that, hey, I know how to run an EEG.
I visit every client that I have one time a month. I'm not meant to be behind a desk. At Shawnee, they instilled in me a need to have empathy towards other people. When you get into that career, it's because you want to help people. So that's what I'm doing.
There you see the Trojans. They trail 43-21. Ironton taking advantage of some great line play tonight. Of course, then again, they return first-team All-District starter Sherman from last year. Isaac Sherman, a 6'4", 290-pound senior. Also, Tyler Webb, 6'5", 270 sophomore, who gained 40 pounds in the offseason and has really been manhandling things. Of course, those guys are taking a well-deserved rest right now. They're going to pitch and go to the right side. Bricky Scott still on his feet inside the 45. He's on the way. He's down inside the 30. He is going to outrun everybody, and it's going to be a touchdown for Ironton. So Bricky Scott takes that ball 49 yards, and he runs the ball in at 2:29 and puts Ironton up ahead again, 49-21, a 28-point lead. If Ironton goes for two, that would make it 30 points. So we will see what we will see here. They are going to go for two to try to make it 30. Clock says 2:29 to go. They're going to hold. He's going to keep it. He's going to pitch to Bricky Scott. Bricky Scott around the corner, knocked out of bounds around the one. Doesn't get in. So the Trojan defense holds. And as a result, as they come back up the field, Ironton leads 49-21, a 28-point margin, and the Trojans will get the ball back. That touchdown sent your way by Life Medical Response. Bricky Scott from 49 yards out. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this. Welcome back to the Coliseum. Ironton has just scored as Isaiah Bricky Scott, a 49-yard run, a four-play 59-yard drive, took 2 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock. The run failed, so the margin stays at 28. Ironton leads 49-21. 2:29 to go in this contest. Ironton has led from the get-go. Portsmouth took the opening kickoff, and their first play from scrimmage, the ball was fumbled. And it's going to be a bouncer, a big high bouncer that's going to be picked up and taken by the Trojans, moving up through the middle of things up to about the 44 or 45-yard line, and picking it up and laying it down and losing his hat in the process for the Trojans was Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams takes that ball and returns it. And so Portsmouth now will have first down and 10 to go. With 2:21 to go in the ball game, and the Trojans will have the ball on their own 44-yard line. Two receivers wide out to the right side. Veazey is over there. They're going to give inside, and big crowd inside. Hollins is bulldogged down, and bulldogging him down was a rather large young man by the name of Gage Riley, 365 pounds. That's a load. Timeout Portsmouth with 2:03 to go. Back after this.
The sun is always shining at Sunspot Tanning Salons. We are your #1 source for that deeper, darker, lasting tan, and not just during summer, all year long. Our high-tech equipment gives you that perfect coloring by offering quality tanning in a clean, cool, and controlled environment for everyone from beginners and beyond. Excellent up-to-date products and various locations with convenient hours. You won't have to wait for the sun to look fine.
Welcome to the Sunspot, where the sun always shines.
Welcome back. There you see Ironton in the center of your picture there, 72. That's Kyle Bryant. 36 is Travis Gayhart. Coaching staff giving them a little pep talk as Ironton leads 49-21. You're watching high school football on the Zone, presented to you by Jamie Duckworth of American Family Insurance. Brought to you by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. Moving out on the right side is DeRay Richardson. He picks up enough for a first down into Ironton territory. Less than 2 minutes to play in the ball game now. So about the 43-yard line, Portsmouth will have a first down. And Portsmouth sending 2 men out to the left-hand side. And Portsmouth has switched quarterbacks on us. And in calling the signals for Portsmouth is Daniel Jordan.
On the carry for Portsmouth is Austin Mullins.
Austin Mullins picks up a few. Daniel Jordan, by the way, just a freshman. Of course, there's a freshman replacing a freshman. Daniel, 5'11", 137 pounds. Was talking to his mom before the ball game tonight. And she was out selling booster T-shirts. We had a little chance to visit. Pick up that time for Portsmouth by Austin Mullins again. 1:19 to go.
Austin Mullins again carried the ball.
And so with the clock at 1:15 and running, the Trojans have the ball inside the Ironton 35, down about the 34. Jordan is the quarterback. Snaps a little high, but he gives it off again to Mullins, and Mullins is met with a big bang in there. And once again, the big boy, Gage Riley. Just so you'll know, Mullins is 176 pounds, and Riley is 365, so he's more than double his weight. So if there were any doubt about who would win that confrontation, that should probably tell you. Twins to the left, one man to the right. Jordan calls and holds and is still on his feet trying to go. He gets the first down. He heads down the right side and is out of bounds about the 25-yard line. So Daniel Jordan managing to manages to pull his way down inside about the 25 for a first down. So Jordan sets. he's going to keep it again. He's trying to cut, gets away from one, now stringing it out, and he is going to be caught and thrown to the ground, and that's going to be the last play of the game. So they will now present the Alex Gratial, Tom Gratial's son will present the Tom Gratial Award to the winners of the game tonight. With no time left on the clock, Ironton defeats Portsmouth by the score of 49-21. And we'll be back with our wrap-up presented by Barber's Auto Parts when we return to the Coliseum right after this.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there.
Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Toasters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Welcome back to the Coliseum, where the Ironton Tigers take the 120th meeting with the Portsmouth Trojans. Last year, PHS won 33-20, but this year goes Ironton's way as Ironton comes out on top as they defeat the Trojans 49-21. You're on our wrap-up presented by Barber's Auto Parts in Portsmouth and other great locations around Zone Country. As things are still pretty lively here at the Coliseum, the Portsmouth Band will be, of course, performing after the game their show. There you see the Trojan players and cheerleaders and so on out on the field. Ironton wins by the score of 49-21. The way things started off, Portsmouth started almost in a deficit mode as they took the opening kickoff. And their first play from scrimmage, there was a fumble. Ironton recovered on the Trojan 20-yard line. A 21-yard run put Ironton up with just a minute and 3 seconds gone in the football game. On their next possession, Portsmouth again fumbled on their first play from scrimmage. Barker recovered it for Ironton, and Ironton took it in. A two-play, 30-yard drive. Cox pumped it in. They went for two, and Ironton was up by the score of 14-0, and it just continued along that way. It was at halftime. Ironton was leading by the score of 30-0. And as they came out in the second half, the clock was running by the rules with the 30-point differential. In that second half, Portsmouth did manage to string some things together. And Darian Robinson, from his own 32-yard line, ran 68 yards to cap a one-play 68-yard drive to give Portsmouth their first score at 8:50 to go of the third quarter. Took 1 minute because the clock was still a-running. And it was 36-7, and that was because Zach DeLotel kicked, and that took the number below 30. So the clock went along, but not too much later. Two plays, in fact. Palladino ran 47 yards and put Ironton back up again by over 30, 43-7. But then the Trojans came along and managed a couple of more scores. DeRay Richardson managed to take it in at 4:48, a four-play, 44-yard drive, and it was 43-21. And then Ironton came on back on the next possession. Isaiah Bricky Scott, 49-yard run at the 2:29 mark of the game. Put them up by 29. The run failed, so they didn't get back over 30. And as a result of that four-play, 59-yard drive, that's what made the final score 49-21 Ironton Tigers, who now lead the series against Portsmouth by the series total 57-55, and there have been 8 ties in this long-standing series between these two. You're on the wrap-up presented by Barber's Auto Parts. Trent Williams has our statistics. We'll be back with those. We'll also be presenting the Player of the Game and Defensive Player of the Game awards, and we'll be back with that right after this.
When I came here, professors were just down to earth to talk to you. Felt like you could make a connection with them. So when you go to apply for medical school, they're going to be able to write you the letter of recommendation. You're not just someone sitting in a large lecture at a large university.
Over the last year, I've been establishing a patient base in my hometown. 20 years from now, I hope to be here, seeing patients, taking care of patients. I don't hesitate to tell them I went to Shawnee State, and it truly made me stand out while in medical school.
Welcome back to the Coliseum, where Ironton has just defeated Portsmouth, and the final score tonight in the ball game was 49-21. Ironton winning the ball game. In the statistics tonight, presented to us by Trent Williams, our good buddy has totaled things up this way. For the Ironton Tigers, they had 34 rushes, 313 yards on the ground. That compares to their 532 last week against Ashland. So in 2 games, the Tigers have generated 845 yards of rushing in just the last 2 games. They were 3 of 8 in the passing department for just 16 yards. Altogether, 329 yards of total offense for the Tigers tonight as they continue to amass yardage on the season. That takes them up 1,585 is what they came into the game with, and they added another 329 tonight. That's going to put them at 1,914 yards for the season already, through halfway through the season. That is some big offense. For the Trojans, they had 40 rushes, 254 yards, not a bad night on the ground. In the air, they were 3 of 6 for 38 yards. They were picked once. Portsmouth also lost 2 fumbles, and that's what made a lot of the scoring on the Ironton side of the board as they followed up on those conversions, or on those turnovers. And Portsmouth, again, 292 total yards. So altogether, Ironton only 37 yards ahead in total yardage, but on the scoreboard, of course, they are way ahead, 49-21. And again, some of those yardage things came with Ironton well in the lead, but Portsmouth nonetheless coming back and making it a respectable offensive night for themselves, scoring 21 points. So 329 for Ironton, 292 for Portsmouth. It was 30-0 at halftime, and our final score again, 49-21, the Ironton Tigers. Now it's time to present some of our awards here on the Barber Auto Parts Wrap-Up. Remember, Barber Auto Parts in Portsmouth and Jackson and all over Zone Country, as we in the background hear the music of the Portsmouth High School Band, and they are presenting their contest and competition show. So as they are doing that, we'll give you our players tonight. First off, our defensive player of the game, presented by Portsmouth Cinema. Several tackles tonight and hanging in there and keeping things sort of on the up and up for Portsmouth. We're going to present our defensive player of the game on behalf of Portsmouth Cinema to the Trojans. Alex Dickerson, the 6'3", 172-pound senior, gets our Portsmouth Cinema defensive player of the game. Likewise, we also present our Player of the Game award, and tonight, 117 yards rushing and going to town with that one giant touchdown. Toro Loco is happy to present our Player of the Game award and put out some chow for number 1 for the Portsmouth Trojans, 6'2", 172-pound senior Darian Robinson. So Darian Robinson, our Toro Loco Player of the Game here on the Zone tonight. That pretty much does it from here on our Barber's Auto Parts Wrap-Up. They brought you both the pregame tonight and the wrap-up here from the Coliseum, 49-21 final score. And as we remind you, Ironton goes to 4-1, Portsmouth goes to 1-4. Ironton gets a week off next week and will host Columbus St. Charles in 2 weeks, a Division II opponent. Portsmouth likewise dips into the pool of Division II opponents as they'll host the Logan Chieftains, who went into tonight's game with a record of 1-3, so we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, for us, next week, we will be at Minford, where we will have the West Minford game for you, as Coach Johnson and Coach Daniels will mix it up, and we will see what happens out there between the Falcons and the Senators, and we'll be on hand for that a week from tonight at 7 o'clock right here on The Zone. In the meantime, want to say thanks to our sponsors, our game sponsor, King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, and lots of good folks, Lightning Lube, Bob Evans of New Boston, Stoltz Pharmacy, Sisters Dairy Barn, Serve Pro, Thomas Jefferson Davis for 90th State Representative, Wheelersburg Cinema, the UPS Store, the Battery Terminal, Sweet Confections Bakery, Sunspot Tanning all over Zone Country, Sherman Cricker Insurance, Rudity's Driving School, Strieber Mortgage, Shawnee State University, the Salvation Army, Rallies, Ruth Ann Brush Realty, Portsmouth Cement and Lime, Sonic, Pro Pest Control, the Roger W. Davis Funeral Home, Portsmouth Block, Thomas Jefferson Davis for 90th State Representative, Morgan Brothers Jewelry, Osco Industries, all the Zone Country locations of the Portsmouth Public Library, Portsmouth Cinema 8, Oak Tree Construction, Money Concepts with Steve Conley, Jason Bentley, your Midland representative, Minix's Giovanni's, Minford Telephone and TV, Jackpot Skilled Stop Games, Jenkins Sunoco in Sciotaville, Jamie Duckworth of American Family Insurance, Gutter Pro, H. Powell Insurance, the Glockner family of dealerships, Goodwill, J&M Painting, Gaddy's Pizza, Donnie Martin Heating and Cooling, Desco Federal Credit Union all over Zone Country, Barrett & Murphin Insurance, Brian Davis for Scioto County Commissioner, Bob Evans Restaurant in Portsmouth, Allen's Jewelers of Ironton, Bob and Floyd's Tire Service, Atomic Credit Union, Advanced 360 Care, ADS Auto and Tire, Albert Insurance Incorporated, Toro Loco, Portsmouth Cinema, Barber's Auto Parts, who bring us the wrap-up and the pregame tonight, Life Medical Response, Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, who present our halftime report, Minford Telephone, Minford TV, and Falcon1.net, Real Estate Gallery, and King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. Thanks to our sponsors and to you, thanks to our crew, and we hope that you'll join us again a week from tonight at 7 o'clock when we'll be out in Minford country as the West Senators will invade the Falcons' nest, and we'll be on the air. We hope that you will join us. I'm Tony Lavender reminding you tonight's final score. The Ironton Tigers 49, the Portsmouth Trojans 21. Thanks for watching, everyone, and so long.